The Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula is taking the train, we understand, from Mabopane to Pretoria. This morning he's inspecting the train. He's bought his ticket this after that train station was refurbished earlier this week. It's reopened, in fact, this Monday past. So let's go back there now. Govan Whittles is there for us. And just bear in mind as well, we are live from a moving train, so you'll forgive us for a little bit of picture breakup. But Govan Whittles, I'm sure you can hear me. Hello, Govan. In fact, I've just been told we've lost Govan Whittles. Do we have any pictures coming through from the train? Just hearing from my team. If we don't, we're going to go back to that a little bit later. But it's important, I'll tell you why, for this Mabopane-Pretoria railway line. Here's the cost of catching a taxi from Mabopane to Pretoria as we bring you those visuals. Normally, if you take a taxi, it is 30-odd rand. But Govan Whittles, good morning to you again. You were telling us earlier it's only R9.50 for this trip that you're currently on. Hope you can hear me, Govan. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm here on the People's Train with the Minister of Transport and the Acting Group CEO of PRASA. The train is packed. It's coming from Mabopane and we're heading into Johannesburg. We've already stopped at Pretoria North and Mountain View. Johannesburg's Bosman Station will be the final stop in this journey, and it's a real different experience compared to the old Metro Rail trains. And let's get straight into the interview with the Minister now. Minister Mbalula, thank you so much for your time. So this line has a lot of history. It was one of the lines that was really badly vandalized. We saw the station in Mabopane. It looks brand new overhead cabling, new signaling, and a new experience for the commuters. Just tell us about the difference that you've seen.
Well, there's a lot of work that has been done. As you know, that I came here, I shut down the line because it was badly vandalized. And today, we are resuming the service in this particular line. It is the line where the President experienced himself the difficulties our people and commuters go through. It has taken us time, but we are here now. This is the presidential project. We are expected to spend R1 billion on the refurbishment of this particular line. And the Gibela trains, as you know them, and we call them the people's trains, Istimela Sabantu, they are here also. So it's an important work in the work we are doing in terms of revitalization, but also modernization. These are the new trains. These are not new in a sense of something that government is not implementing. In the work that we're doing in terms of modernization, these are the new trains that we've got in the Republic. They are produced at Gibela in Niger. It's a huge project of job creation that have started 10 years back. But in terms of getting these trains going and all of that, this is the modernization we're talking about that has taken us a long time to get back on track. So we are happy in the Mabopane line that we've got the new trains and that the fixing is going on, and we are ready to go. And this is what we're looking forward to. We've got about 300,000 people in this line alone who are going to benefit from this new resumption. Trains running on time and making it a point that people get to work on time. The numbers are going to increase. As you can see, the trains are full. But the train sets also are going to increase. And David Mpelo, the acting group CEO, is here to speak about that. I take no chances. You don't deliver, you're gone. And that is what is important. So we need, these are the times of delivery, security, proper on this particular line to protect our infrastructure and network. And this is what is important for me.
Yeah, let's just get into how the train is operating. And we've noticed that the security that you promised about a year ago, just over a year ago, are now on the train. It's 2 officers per coach, and they say that there are about 6 of them in the entire thing. But at the moment, they're only on the people's trains, and really the other lines that people are still waiting for in other parts of Gauteng haven't been opened yet. And this is an example of what you can achieve, but how long do you think until the other people in other areas have this?
Look, I wanted this. I'm very disappointed actually at PRASA because what we are seeing now should have long happened in the past year. The fact that there are delays and there's no focus management program and meeting the targets is my disappointment. It's really, really my disappointment. I shouldn't be here explaining myself about time, because I know that all the other lines, including Soweto, Tembisa, and all major corridors should have actually come back to life. And it did not happen the way I wanted. But nonetheless, I expect that by March, April this year, you should actually experience the coming back of some of the...
Because while you were going to see the manufacturing of the Gibela trains in Nigel and also seeing the other stations when you came to close down the Mabopane line, you had talked about the plans to upgrade, but the stations and the lines themselves were being simultaneously vandalized. Kilometers of lines were being stolen, and as far as we understand, the attacks on process infrastructure aren't stopping. So do you think that it will continue to undermine your ability to deliver in those other areas, or do you have a plan to stop those attacks on the infrastructure?
No, the attacks on the infrastructure is the work of the syndicates, is the security companies that shut down and attacked the infrastructure the way they did, but also it's syndicates who are attacking the copper cables and then melt them and ship them out through Mozambique to East Asia. We know it's the work of the syndicates. Prasa Security have not been in a position to apply intelligence and counter and fight back in terms of this, but now I've been assured that we have the capacity to fight back and at the same time increase the security capacity and also the intelligence capacity within Prasa, working with law enforcement to fight back these syndicates in the lines. So I can assure you that there is a totally different approach to security at the Prasa at the present moment. What has happened over the years, we have had human beings called security, but they were nothing else but robots who did not help us in terms of security arrangement within the company. So we do have the capacity now to respond. We must just support that capacity and resource it to be able to fight back. Armed response, technological support. When these people were cutting the cables daylight at lockdown, and there was no security. And you can see some of the stations that we have passed that are vandalized. This work did not happen at night. It happened during the day. You can see the encroachment in this line. You've got new shacks that are new locations that are happening here, and the new shacks. This were taking and vandalizing the stations, taking the rooftops and building shacks with those rooftops, and there was no process response. And we're paying millions of rents, and there was no value for money. Now, there is value for money. We've got private security companies coming on board, but at the same time, they must be marshaled by process security.
But that can only happen if the lines are working. And we've seen 20 Gibela trains there waiting to get onto the lines. I mean, are you concerned that those trains may take up to more than a year to get onto the lines because of this continuous vandalizing?
No, they won't. What we have seen there is Volmaten. Volmaten is where we park the trains. So we've got a lot of these trains coming out of Gibela, and they will be deployed in the lines as we go along. But even the yellow trains, you will still see them. They will be refurbished through the GO contracts that we are awarding. We are awarding more than 7 billion rand on general overhaul, which means general overhaul is companies that deal specifically with refurbishing of trains and making it a point that they are in good condition. So that money has not been spent, and companies, most of them who are having this capacity were not being employed. So that is coming to an end, and we will be able to be awarding with the board some of these contracts so that this work can actually be done. So
finally, Minister, we are out of time, but I just wanted to ask the last question on the licensing machine that is in Germany. Are you considering getting a new licensing machine, changing how we get those licenses?
I'm going to give you a full report on this matter, and I can say, like I said yesterday, everybody must keep calm. I'm on top of the situation. I'm addressing this situation of the driver's license card, but we are not in a crisis. Our people must just be calm, and then I'll give them a full report on not only the licensing machine, very, refurbished regime of the driver's license regime in the Republic. From licensing cards, new cards, and to the current cards, the phase-out process, we're in control. So I'm going to give them a proper report. So there is absolutely no panic about that. We will meet our deadlines of March, and then people will still get their cards. I'm dealing with the challenge of the licensing machine challenges that we're facing, but it's not a train smash. I'll give them a feedback next week, and just to keep them at ease, but to give them the way forward. Very, very exciting things in the licensing regime in South Africa that are coming up with me in the Department of Transport.
All right, thank you so much. That's the Minister of Transport. We are out of time, and as we conclude the interview, we're coming into Pretoria, and we should be at Pretoria Station in a short while. We'll get some more details on the planned refurbishment of South Africa's railways lines and system, as well as some details on when that will be rolled out. For now, it's back to you.
All right, Govan Whittles, thank you very much indeed. Speaking to the Transport Minister en route from Mabopane over to Pretoria. Good question.